Welcome, Tattoo Squid podcast fans. I'm here with Yolanda,
Hello.
Roommaker. See, I can never get that down. I was like figuring it out myself. I'm like, fuck, I'll just ask her.
Yeah.
But how you like the set?
Beautiful. Yeah. I think you really went all out. I can't believe it.
Actually, because this is like nothing compared to what I used to do.
Oh, really?
This is just like on a whim.
Really?
But some of these are from a friend of mine that I got.
That's a great one right there.
Yeah, so I got that one. I figured something nice and something I can be able to keep.
Yeah, it's an oddity that can be all
all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are gonna be sticking around as it is, but I mean there's a disembodied person in that box.
Oh, that's nice, dude.
Yeah, but that's the reason why my girlfriend's like, oh, keep it in the garage. Yeah. actually, her name is that's Frankie. Oh, Irene.
Oh.
Remember the bar, Frank and Irene?
So what do you do? Chop it up with Irene up in here?
No. Irene's just like hanging out over there. She got all her buddies and all that shit. Frankie used to be in the apartment, but yeah, now he's out here, so hanging out with the homies.
He enjoys the outdoors.
Yeah,
no, but it's cool.
That guy we call it. He's actually a supermodel underneath that.
Oh.
Yeah, so he has a face of a supermodel, but I'm like, nah, we gotta make him ugly.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Actually, it was funny because we had him on the balcony.
Your wife lets him in. I mean, your girlfriend lets him in the house, right?
Not this one, no.
Oh, but he has.
No, Frankie, she was cool.
But he has the body of a supermodel.
No, he has the face of a supermodel. He has the body of a contortionist.
Oh, snap. Okay, I was just kidding.
So, all right, so we're talking about Halloween. Happy Halloween, folks.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
So, I was gonna dress up as a what's it called? I forgot the name. Like a jack-o'-lantern suit with the old man Jack. That's what I was gonna call myself.
Oh. Okay.
But then it didn't work out right because the suit and the suit pants were not fitting right, so it might shred. Let's just say. And.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be good. That would be a whole trick and treating.
Yeah, that's a whole new term, the trick and treat.
Yeah.
But then I figured I'd just wear the old man mask and like one of those guys, the druids, the druid kind of gowns and all that.
Okay.
So I wore that and the old man mask, and it worked out pretty good.
Scaring the crap out of people all over the place.
Not really, actually. My nephews, I thought I was gonna scare the hell out of them, but they were like, "Oh, you again?" Yeah, and that was it. Yeah. My little nephew, he was like Flash. He was running around, and he was like, "Who are you?" And that was it.
Yeah, this guy better not follow me in my car. This one.
Nah, he's stationary. That was it. Yeah.
So.
But I got that guy, the guy that's like right above you, the head.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah. So he had like long gray hair, but I had him hanging in here like when it was summertime, when it was really hot those days.
Yeah. So you had to manscape the guy.
Oh no! The glue just like started oozing off.
No.
Just oozing right off. It looked like a horror movie.
Yeah, that's great.
I was like, holy shit.
He's cute.
I was like, you know what? I'll just make him bald. And that was it. So, how was your Halloween? Did you do anything?
Got like a
festive?
Beyonce wig on one of these days.
Yeah, it's like Blade almost.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go probably later to a party, whatever.
I know everybody's doing parties now.
I'm gonna be Princess Jasmine, but it's cold as balls. Yeah.
Yeah, we could. I was like, I seen people have signs up. I'm gonna go. We're doing a party, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be different, but.
Especially, but this like even some neighbors. I went to my sister's house, and the neighbors were like, "Yeah, this is not Halloween. This is not like the year of Halloween."
Yeah, this is not the year of anything.
Yeah.
This is the year of it should be erased.
Yeah, but it is.
Like last night, I was at this bar, and so it's all quiet, the crickets.
Yeah.
So I go to the music box jammy thing, and I played. Remember that song by Halloween?
Oh,
Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, every year, once a year, I do that crazy ass song.
I Want Out.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
But basically, that one that's what like my tradition. I always like play that and like Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, and everyone was just looking at me like a weirdo last night.
Oh.
But yeah, it was funny.
No.
I had to do it.
Yeah, you had to liven the mood. Yeah, that's what I would
you know, the spirit of Halloween this year is ass. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, we're doing the trick or treating, and my sister's new neighbors were like, it's like, yeah, it's not really like Halloween, it's like not like the old days, but there's like nobody out.
Right.
I think there was like maybe 1-2 people, I think, when we were out there, and then we went to my bro's house, and there was like some, but not all.
Yeah, no, I'm never around for the trick or treating thing.
Yeah. I mean, I was good. I only go because my niece and nephews. That's it.
You know, when the kids were little, we did it. It was great. Whatever. They grew up. They did it on their own. You know. And my son hates it. He's totally against Halloween. He hates the hell out of it. So.
Oh, I always say.
I'd stuff him in a costume and force him to do the whole thing.
You're going out and you're gonna like it.
Yeah. So.
That's what I'm glad that my nieces and nephews are in. My niece is like not the total opposite of me, but she's just like me. So even my sister's like, that she's your niece, all right. She just loves Halloween. She loves everything about it. You wear anything that's scary, she starts laughing about it.
Oh, that's cool. You gotta take her to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum.
No, yeah,
that's
I
cool,
heard about. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Wanna make your niece cry?
Like, oh. I don't know if she'll cry about it. She'll probably laugh about it. But we went to Adventureland I think a couple of years ago, and they had that old style horror place.
Mm-hmm.
So she went in there. Me and actually with my sister and her, and I was like, I was going to go in there too, but it's only like a 2-seater. So they went in, and as soon as they came out the other side, my niece was cracking up, and my sister just looked at me like,
So. Yeah, no, that's funny. And that old, I don't know what you call it, exhibit, whatever, that used to scare me as a kid, bruh.
What, the exhibits over there?
Yeah, at Adventureland with the tree, it talks, and
oh, yeah, that was like a long time, and I don't think they had that.
When we were kids, man, that was like scary stuff, and then,
But that was like a hangout, when we were kids, that was like a hangout to go to.
Yeah. For a little bit.
Yeah, with your parents dropping you off. Hey,
yeah.
here you go.
You're like, getting out.
Kick you out the door. You're like, hey, we'll get you back in about 5 hours.
Yeah, that was a hot spot back then. That and a whole shit ton of other places.
Yeah.
Kids have no place to go now.
Yeah, no. Was it, me and my friend Ivan, we did an interview thing in here, like when it was a little bit warmer. And his girlfriend, we were talking about horror movies and music and everything else. And he actually knows Matt Bell as well. And, we were just talking about, like, Sundance. And,
yeah, when I was, at that age, 17, 18, I was hanging out with the big boys, the band The Beast.
Yeah.
All the way in, CBGBs and stuff. And
oh, yeah.
So this band, Circus of Power, used to play. And I think, if I'm correct, it was the drummer. His brother was like Rob Zombie. And Rob Zombie would just be standing around, and very quiet guy. And, and people would, like, make fun of him, kind of, like, oh, look, there he is, over there, quiet, And little did we all know he was going to be one of the horror...
icons.
Yeah. So...
He's like the rock icon / horror icon.
He was the quiet weirdo that never talked. And
which is funny, because my nephew, I don't know why, because he hates horror stuff, but then he cringes. I guess I found this out today. He cringes at, like, and when he sees the coming attractions like Halloween, and I'm like, Halloween is not that bad. But then he tells me, he goes, yeah, well, I want to see a horror movie. I want to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Saw. And I'm like, whoa. You don't want to see Halloween, but you want to go see the bloodiest stuff,
right?
Going on.
Yeah, well, it's funny because these kids are now desensitized. So I think my kids are older now, but when I put on like Rosemary's Baby or Amityville Horror, they were just sitting there like, so, well, where's the scary? They didn't. To us, it was more suspense, and it was kind of left up to your imaginations why the walls were bleeding. Now, these kids see, so what? Yeah, so.
That's like Amityville House. Like
my kids grew up like with Blair Witch Trial.
Blair Witch Project.
That thing, and then whatever. What else was it? Like The Ring.
The Ring was alright. I mean, I saw it.
It was hyped up. All these things were hyped up, but
I don't like when they do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they start going to like 5 and 6 or whatever.
It's
I mean, the old style ones like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween. Yeah, you can go 5 or 6 because you can get a lot of stuff going on and get more people, like kids of like younger age, to get on board. Yeah,
they don't know. They don't know horror till they see The Exorcist.
yeah, that's just, it's like pea soup.
Yeah, that and what was the other one? I think it was called The Possession of Emily Rose.
Yeah.
Right? Was that the name of the movie?
Yeah, she's like on.
That was.
That was crazy.
And it was like a true story or something, right?
Yeah, but even we call it the Amityville House one was like. Well, there's 2 stories in Amityville House that I found out. My girlfriend told me about it. It's basically one is the old Amityville Horror House. I don't know if you remember.
What, the one over there, right there?
Well, yeah, no,
Right
no.
there.
I mean the old movie where they
the
had
70s.
Margot Kidder. Yeah, Margot Kidder.
So that's the only one I'll
So
ever watch. I
that-
would
that
never
one-
watch the other one.
Because that
Come on,
one
man.
is more. That one's more. From what I found out, we call it like the people that own that house. They didn't have any money, so they made up the story of like, oh, it's haunted, all this other stuff. You know, like the devil coming out of the cellar.
Okay, can I tell you though? I'm going to interject because years and years ago, I went to this psychic woman in Brentwood, and she said she was part of the cleansing of that house. She was with the Warrens in there, and she said, dead ass, straight up, that shit was true.
Mm.
She's like, I was there to cleanse. And I said, what the? She's like, yeah, you know the bleeding of the walls?
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, that happened. You know the Native American burial? That was there.
Yeah.
So you know, me and Matt Bell a couple, years ago went and hung out there because we saw Fishbone at Revolution over there.
Yeah.
And then we hung out there thinking, and we did hang out with the whole band, whatever. So everybody's leaving, and Matt says, come on, let's go to the Amityville Horror House. They'll probably, you know, just do a quick detour before they, you know, leave. And no, but we just sat there and hung out for a while and just BS, but nothing, you know, it's not as creepy as.
Oh yeah.
As
that's what it seems that they
right,
made it
right,
out
right.
to be.
You know, I mean, we were just sitting in front of a house like this. You know, so it's.
But there is another place too called Hell House.
What, the one in Plainage?
I think so. I'm not
We used to call it
sure.
the witch's house in the 90s.
Yeah, it's like all red.
Yeah, with the red sidewalk.
Yeah.
The witch's house, that's what we called it. And Haley was a baby, my oldest child, and me and my friends would pile up in the car after work and, you know, put the kid in the car. Because I work nights, and the kid, you know, she just grew up in the rock and roll lifestyle. She didn't grow up conventional.
Oh yeah.
So, pile the kid in the car. All of us get in the car. But we'll go to the witch's house.
Yeah.
But again, that's another thing. You just kind of, you roll by, like, oh, okay, you know. And
Like-
me and my friends, you know, you drive through Pilgrim State at night. Like, that's one of the things I like to do this time of year is just kind of like drive through Pilgrim State, like in the dark, and just like
Oh, my parents used to work there.
blast typo negative, you know, and just go and feel spooky.
I had like relatives. I had relatives and my mom and dad used to work there at Pilgrim State, so
Oh,
they were
yeah?
there for like 40 years or so. And I had.
So she has patience with you, your mom, and stuff, right?
No. She saw a lot of shit actually. So she was like probably like she was like one of the aides.
Mhm.
So she was telling me stories about, you know, like patients just doing whatever. You know, like one girl needed a fucking cigarette, and then she started crying and pissing on the floor, and then just to get a cigarette, and then she's like, oh, thank you, and then walk. You know, and I
Well,
was like,
nicotine will do, make you do weird.
yeah. And then also there was a other guy, like 2 twins or whatever. One would go on one end, and then another guy would go on the other end, and they hit each other like bolts. You know, just like charge, and then get back up and then do it again.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, and I'm like, because at times my dad would go, because she did like the afternoon shift, like 4 to 12 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad would take us, you know, like bring her like lunch or some shit, and it was like spooky as hell.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Well,
at
you know, just being, I don't know how to say this. I'm kind of an empath. I want to say an empath, like where I'll walk into a room.
Yeah.
And I'll just feel energies
Yeah,
and
yeah.
things, and I'll have to just leave. And I've done that even for me. Scarier maybe
Yeah.
is a old folks home.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I get like, I can't. It freaks me out. Like, so
once you're in there, you're like, I gotta go.
Yeah, no, I'll
Yeah.
start sweating. I have this crazy phobia, and I just can't. Like it's bad. It's bad.
So this doesn't bother you one bit. I mean,
No,
there's
to
certain
me,
thing that you said you don't like.
you know, I don't feel anything in here. You know,
Yeah.
I don't feel any, you know, kind of whatever.
I
But,
try to make this as joyous. Like,
but no, like it just like 3 days ago, I was just not good.
Yeah.
Like almost like I couldn't move. I couldn't function. I was crying. I didn't know what's wrong. 3 days go by, and then I get a phone call. A half brother of mine passed. So I'm like, oh my goodness, that's what I was feeling. Like I didn't know why.
Yeah.
But here I am feeling this. So these are the things that like I've been going through lately. Like I'll walk into a room and be like, oh shit, and I'll be like, I gotta get out. But yeah, no, that's the spookiness of it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, it doesn't have to be Halloween.
No, yeah, it could be like one day, like on a Friday. It could be a Sunday. It could be a Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, or my friends will be all messed up and they'll call me like, and I'll be like, the whole day I'll be all doomy and gloomy. Like I call it the impending doom feeling, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's like somebody kicked me in the chest, and I'm like, why am I, you know, feeling this? Then I'll have a couple girlfriends or whatever call me up, going, I'm messed up, I can't deal, and I'm like, oh, so I was feeling you all day.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I know, I get that deja vu feel sometimes.
Listen, when I was in London, talk about deja vu. I was in London 2 years ago, bro, and it was. I'm walking the streets. I've never been to London, mind you.
Yeah.
But I knew where I was.
Yeah.
I knew. I never got lost navigating on foot. Never. Like I just knew that I knew. And then you know you're seeing all these symbols and things as you're walking, because I did a lot of trekking.
Yeah.
And I kept saying to the girl I went with, I kept saying, yo, bro, look at, you know, this is creepy. Something's like not very. It was creepy, but it wasn't scary to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are walking the streets, and I'm finding symbols and little things hidden and gargoyles and stuff, and I'm like actually stopping and taking pictures of the gargoyles because one of them was so scary looking, and it was like Scotland Yard property. So I kind of, why is this here? It didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was all confused. So that night I went to on a tour, a Jack the Ripper tour.
Oh.
And the tour guide was saying, look, do you see how things are positioned, and there's gargoyles looking this way and that way, and there's different symbols and signs, and you know this was all part of, you know, how people got around back in the day, and he talked about a lot of secret society and, you know, the Jack the Ripper murders.
Yeah.
And they all kind of, his conclusion, and even it's still unsolved, whatever, but it talks about, it goes even to the royal family, like Kensington Palace, it went traced back to. So it does make sense in a certain sense that there are secret societies and all kinds of, I don't know, Illuminati and all kinds
it's
of
almost like an
cult kind of things that go on. And so I don't know, I was there, I felt the weirdness of it all, and I knew where I was, but I've never been there before. So that was pretty deja vu-y on a different country level type shit.
Yeah.
And then in February, I was in Spain. This is I don't know if I should share this. It's just messed up. Like,
we'll just leave it at that. You don't
bro,
want to be...
so I'm in Spain, and
Yeah.
I toured this church. My friend, she hooked it up. I love old churches. I got problems.
Yeah.
So I'm at this church, and I see this statue of the Blessed Mother. So I'm very drawn to it, and she's on a pedestal, and it's huge. She's behind bars because this particular church was built in like the 1600s and destroyed and built again, whatever.
Yeah.
So she's behind these iron bars, and I'm looking at her, very drawn to this image, and she starts, this is a statue, blinking her eyes and nodding her head like that. I was like, which has happened to me before.
Yeah.
And I've always just taken that experience and whatever. But here I am in Spain.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. It's...
So I'm like, wait. So I didn't say anything. I get my friend Danielle, and she's looking, and she sees it. So now here we are in a church, and she's like, holy shit, I see it. So I didn't say anything. I went to my other friend. I went to two other girlfriends, and I took them one by one. So
just to make sure.
So it's not to make a mockery
Yeah.
of where I was or whatever. And they seen what I seen. And there was nothing, like there was no explanation.
Yeah.
But to
at
me,
least they seen it too. Yeah.
Yeah, but to me this happens a lot in my journey. So it's hard to share, you know.
Yeah.
And they seen it. There was no explanation. So that night, get back to the hotel, whatever. We went out, whatever. We're going to sleep. We're just knocking for the night.
Yeah.
And my friend is on her side of the bed. She's sleeping. I'm on my side of the bed. We're in a king size bed. There's nothing in the middle of us. I hear running down the hall, and it's like 4 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god! And I felt like this, not good. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore it. Sure enough, whatever was running down that hall, plopped in the bed, literally. I and my back was to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started praying. I'm like, this cannot happen. Not here, not now. So that was a real, and that was kind of scary. And I don't know, I don't know what that was about. Did I attract something? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or,
they always say something like that. Somebody was saying something about, like, what is it? I went to, I was in Italy, and yeah, it was just like we go around, but then there was like gypsies running around and they would steal stuff, whatever. I mean, that's what they said, but
or pickpocketing a lot.
Yeah, pickpocket. That's what was that. So then they're like, "Oh, watch your pockets, watch your wallets and everything." So that's what we're doing. But then all of a sudden, after a friend of mine, he was in Italy as well, but he was like, he saw something. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Out there in the pasture, and it's fucking sunny out. It wasn't like dark or anything misty. It was just like, and he sees somebody, and then he was talking to me, and he turned back, and then he didn't see it, and then it was gone. And I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, well, we're in Italy, to the point where, there's like hookers around that's like a brothel and.
Right, really? Where would you go, boy?
No. It was funny because we're following.
What were you doing in Italy?
No, it's like. Because we got out of the airport and we're driving. So when we were driving, it was like my brother-in-law was driving. Because I was like, listen, I drove in Ireland and I need to see and do all the sights of Italy and all that. So I'm like, listen, can you drive? And he goes, yeah, no problem. So he drove. So we were following his uncle. And his uncle was going around and he's driving he's like, oh, I got to get a Beamer. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we're driving around and he figured he knew where he was going. So he goes, hey, let's go down by this dirt road. I'm like, why? And then I'm thinking, horror movie. I'm like, you don't go down a dirt road.
Yeah, he's gonna butt rape me.
Yeah. All of a sudden but then all of a sudden after you go down a dirt road and we're like this, and all of a sudden after there is one hooker like just standing there, short skirt with the half jacket, like fur, like jacket kind of thing that you see
with
like
the hooker uniform.
Yeah, like you see in movies. And all of a sudden I'm like, I see one, and then a couple, like maybe not even like. Half a mile after you see another one.
Yeah, but bro, you know what? That's like the movie Hostel.
Yeah, I know. That's why I seen it, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh,
was that pre-Hostel?
They looked at. I was like, we didn't get closer.
Was that movie out by the time you were in Italy?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
all right, so like it's kind of like a.
Yeah, like I said, deja vu. Because I was like looking at it, I'm like. Okay, you want to turn around?
No, I saw that damn movie.
Because then I seen all 3 of them, actually.
I was like, I don't have to leave the country, really. We live in a nice country. I don't really got to.
Well, there is the one they had one with all the guys. And then the second one they did was all girls. And then the third one they had in Nevada, Las Vegas. We call it with a wedding. Not a wedding itself, but, the bachelor and bachelorette party and all that. And the whole thing was set up, and then they were just getting killed left and right.
Oh, shit.
By the best man. Yeah. So
who else? Who better? The best man.
He's like, hey, I got this all set up, and you're all getting tortured. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, this is whacked.
Yeah.
But, I was like, all right. Hopefully my nephew's not going to be like, hey, let's watch this. I'm like, no, you're not going to see this. I'm like, it's up there with Saw, basically.
Yeah, that'll traumatize you.
But even Saw, when I was watching that, I don't know. Have you ever seen the Saw movies?
Yeah.
They had the DVD out, and I think I have like pretty much all of them. And when you see the special features, and then the guys that made up all the torturing devices and everything else. And the guy's like, so what made you think about that? He goes,
Yeah, well,
dude, I don't know. I think we should go to jail.
Right? Like, 'cause I was just think that. Like, I think that sometimes, like, all these horror movies and the twistedness. Yes, some of them are based on real life episodes, like real life crimes.
Yeah.
So they're inspired by that, but yeah, no, the whole premise of Saw is pretty twisted, and like who thinks that? Like,
I don't know, like those
like,
torture devices.
What kind of brain do you have to like make this shit up?
But
like,
then you think about it because they think, oh well, he killed everybody. I'm like, no, he didn't actually. He didn't kill nobody.
Well, he judged. I mean, come on, that is judgment to.
Yeah, but he didn't really lay fingers on it.
Yeah, no, but he did perpetuate the situation.
He gave him a choice.
Well,
there was a couple of them where he made a choice. Like, listen, you need to do this.
Right, but that's basically scared straight shit.
Yeah.
For your own sins or shortcomings or whatever addictions, whatever the hell it is.
It was just like weird. When I first saw the first one, I'm like, whoa! I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, because who thinks this?
And then the ending part, you're like, whoa! Wait a minute! What the?
Yeah, kind of left you like, what the.
Then you're like pacing back and forth, like after watching, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, what just happened?
Am I watching the right movie?
But no, the whole premise of punishing somebody. But the thing was like, it was creepy that this whoever was behind the murders or the choices thing.
Yeah.
How did they know? How did they know the darkness of other people?
They had to do a lot of backstory looking, but
how do you who knows? Like, is there someone that has all that time on their hands to man, you gotta have you can't have no job, no wife, no kids. You're gonna be murdering. Like, you know what I mean? How do you have time? I don't know. I wouldn't have time to kill people. I don't know. Maybe, I don't have time for that.
But still, we call it, they're like, imagine if they were like married, or they still are probably, and then they go and do this stuff, and then it's like, yeah, I don't know if I can sleep.
Look at what's his name? He had people buried under the house. Ted Bundy, right?
Yeah.
Was it Ted Bundy? What serial killer was that? That crazy ass. It wasn't Ted Bundy. He murdered women. The other one. You know who I'm talking about.
I know. It's just like my mind's going to blank on it.
Who killed boys and then buried them in the house. And
I
the
know
wife, he lived with his wife, and they're like, oh yeah, it's sort of a weird smell.
Leave in the comments. Put something down there. Let us know what it is, so we can not get our lives about it, but still.
We won't ponder it all night long. Call each other at 3 in the morning. Bro, I remember who it was.
Especially on Halloween, you're like, oh, that's what it was. Somebody can't sleep.
I had a rough night, so I'm just. This is like my morning right now.
Yeah, I know. I work overnight, so we.
No. But I hung out all night, and I only had 2 drinks.
Yeah.
But I think at my age, lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Lack of food. We were sitting at the bar last night talking about, let's go to the diner.
Oh yeah, the old time.
Ain't no diner was open last night, so I was cranky.
Yeah, when it be open though?
No, bro. I don't know. I don't know. You would think Friday nights the diner be open later. Like when you hang out all night.
Oh yeah, until like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I think we left the bar at like 4 in the morning, but it lack of sleep, and I was starving, didn't eat all day, so. I really was hungover, minus alcohol.
Yeah.
So like when I got in touch with you, I had just woken up from a nap because, I had a headache. I couldn't sleep, So, oh, look at E.T.
Oh yeah.
That little brown little extraterrestrial.
Actually, that was my nickname. Not in high school.
I was gonna say in high school.
Not in high school. No, when I went to remember Garfield's.
No, I never.
You never
partook in. I was always in the city. I was you guys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was always
I forgot. You were the city gal.
Yeah, I was like I had you guys all everybody went to college. No, not me. I was hanging out with the big boys.
I never got to college. I was in the bars after that.
But, the music scene, underground music scene, no less. So it wasn't even normal.
Yeah, but with this guy, when I was I went to Garfield's, when I was 21 or something, and there was a guy working there. and he always gave like nicknames. But he's playing darts, we're playing pool. He came back from playing darts from a dart league.
Okay.
Came in, and we were doing like rum and coke guzzlers and everything else, like down and shit. And all of a sudden, he just looked and he pulled me over. Now at that time, I was like skinny, like body. Neck,
Everybody
face.
was skinny.
No, I mean I was skinny.
I remember you being
like,
skinny. I remember you being like,
Yeah.
what did people call you?
Yeah.
In high school, didn't people call you like, I don't know.
I don't, go ahead. I don't even
I don't want to be the
remember.
mean girl again in high school. No, because we all grew up with each other. We all knew each other since we were fucking 5 years old. I shouldn't have cursed.
Nah, don't worry about it. This is
Pardon me.
YouTube, so we are,
no, didn't we used to call you Big Bird?
It could be in there.
'Cause you were like tall. You were in kindergarten. You were like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So you and you know who too was like you. I kind of used to get you guys mixed up if I didn't see you. John O'Connor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I talked to him like a couple of times.
I ran into him on Main Street.
I haven't ran into him, but I talked to him like on Facebook.
I used to talk to him all the time. But then he got a girlfriend, and then the girlfriend. This is what happens to my guy friends because I always hung out with guys.
Yeah.
I had like 5 girlfriends. Still to this day, it's always guys. And like this is what happens to you little fuckers is you get girlfriends, and then you dip, and then you come back talking about she was crazy. Yeah, but like I'm that friend who'll like be like and none of us are it's all just hanging out, like we all went to school together. Nobody wants to read.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So.
No, but we called this, like I said, there was 2 nicknames the bartender gave. E.T. to me, because my neck, face, and everything else. Yeah, he's like, doesn't he look like an extraterrestrial, E.T.? And then all of a sudden after, he goes, there's 2 of them that stuck. He goes, your name and Gary the Gay. And I'm like, Gary the Gay? I'm like, who the hell is that? And then the guy walked in, and he wore those Italian...
The Cavaricci thingy?
Yeah. Like that with the silk
what do you
shirts.
call those things? Those people again? What do we used to
call
them? Guidos. We used to call them Guidos.
Yeah. Well, he did actually. He had the gold chains and everything too. I remember that shit. So then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'm like, thank God. So every time I play pool or darts, they'll use my nickname E.T. And then they're like, who the hell is that? I'm like, over here. But I've seen everybody from like, who was it? Mark Johnson? No, Mark something. Remember the guy remember Eric Christensen?
Yes, I remember Eric Christensen.
All right, so there was a guy, and dude, don't get mad if I say this on the film here, but there was a guy that looked like he was Vanilla Ice, but he was friends with Eric.
We went to school with him?
Yes, we did. His name was Mark. I can't remember the last name. I can't say Johnson because that's not what it is, but Mark Thomas.
He was in our grade?
Yeah. So believe me, once you go look through your whatever, if you have it or not, the high school yearbook of this shit.
No, I ain't got no high school yearbook. I wasn't even in the yearbook. Listen, I tried my hardest never to be in the yearbook. And then I think, my sister was like a big bully, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was Kim Shoki who was in charge of that committee. She was on the yearbook committee, whatever. And my sister hunted her down and was just like, "Give me the film," because they got one of me like. By Auto Shop, Mr. Palumbo.
See, that's what they don't even have that anymore.
That doesn't exist. Auto Shop.
Yeah, Auto Shop. And
no,
even Wood Shop. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, that's a dying. That's going to be it's in demand now as people woodworkers.
Yeah.
Carpenter.
Yeah, which my uncle does that like all the time now.
The craftsman industry is hurting for. I guess if you want to know something about cars now, you will learn on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what it is. Or you go to George Sinran. Remember George? Yeah,
he always was in.
He still is. He fixes cars in his backyard. Yeah,
that's cool.
So him and Kathy, we call it be he'd be fixing cars in the backyard. And
are you hanging out with him?
Yeah, we used to like hang out all the time. Ever since this pandemic, we haven't done it. Obviously,
right. But you're social because you have like no wife and kids, and everybody like.
No, back then we called even when I was married, we all hung out together. So
really, I don't know because I kind of dropped off and then came back because I got divorced and all that. So.
Like when I got married, they were at my wedding, and then when they got married, I was at their wedding.
Get out of here.
We go back and forth.
I hung out with Kathy the last the last reunion we had was at the John Thomas Inn.
Yeah. See, I missed
So
that
Bill-
one.
Bill put all that
Bill
together.
put that together. Yeah.
Oh no, he's so funny. I talked to him. He's a character. He's just a riot.
Yeah. Every time I see him at John Thomas,
Him and I
always
just
like,
always just talk shit. Just crack up.
Yeah, me and him were in like Cub Scouts together.
That was.
Yeah.
I was in the Boy Scouts. No, I'm just kidding.
We're not going there.
No, I never hung out with anyone in school. I was never. I was always like one of the guys.
But even before that, I think we were just like like little kids, and we were hanging out.
Yeah, I
So
never.
it was just like
None of you guys appeal to me.
we're in a different
Listen,
standard.
not even a standard. My mother. I'm Hispanic, so I remember this young man came to the door. He was the most popular, good-lookingest young man, and he comes to my door looking for me. I'm standing next to my mom, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to see Yoli," and I'm like, right there at the door, and she's like, "No," and shuts the door. I was like, "Oh, okay." So, I just grew up in a very strict Hispanic household with 3 brothers, grandma, grandpa, everybody, and no, you didn't hang out with boys.
Yeah.
But being that I had 3 brothers, everybody was always at my house, whatever.
Yeah.
And my brothers were crazy, so it was just always a shit show every night at my house. So.
Yeah. But as it is, we're gonna have to cut it short because I know for a fact that
Right.
the camera's gonna shut down. We call it after
There
like
it
a
goes.
certain amount.
Oh, look, it's blinking. I don't know.
No, it's
That's
always
normal?
blinking. It's always
All right,
normal.
so let's cut. Let's close and.
So, this is Yolanda.
Nice to
So
meet
we're
you.
talking about like all the stuff that she's gone through, and I know that she has some stuff that she want to talk about. And it's your boy Dre here. We call it Tattoo Squid Podcast. Catch me on YouTube, and you'll see me at this coming up probably in the next week. And follow me, and subscribe, like, comment. Anybody else that you want to see, go on there. Also, I'm on Anchor. We call it the audio version. We might do an audio thing. I don't know. Maybe later on after this. So, see what goes. All right. Well.
Good night. Stay safe. Be well.
Yeah, there you go. That's what she said. She said that. So, do it. Or she'll hunt you down.
Oh,